promoted the use of dynamic flex for pre-training and game warm-ups. Now, leading medical and findings that static stretching and competition does not have, in fact, can and does produce negative physical responses. The first dynamic flex drill is walking on the balls of the feet. Hips, which is the arms at 90 degrees, we slowly on the balls forwards and backwards while squeezing the glutes. Ankle flicks. This is now developing dorsal motion of the ankles. This is great for developing good foot to ground contact. The first drills of dynamic flex are small, controlled. This is a dorsoplantar flex skip. Here we're really refining the ball of the foot to ground contact and warming up the ankles. Rhythm is also important in this drill. Now we're gradually moving up to the hip and the groin area of the body. These are knee out skips, and these are focusing on the groin. When we move backwards, it's important that we still push the knee out and we don't roll the knee out. Now, knee across skip. Here we're working the outside of the hips. It's still important to get good. Here you can see the players are concentrating on quality, not just on speed of the movements. Another important factor is to keep off the heels. Lateral steps. This drill develops good lateral control. Here you can see nobody's skipping sideways, we're stepping sideways. This is for good control. The pre-turn is developing a movement prior to turning. This also warms up their hip and sends messages to the hip, preparing it for a turn. The next stage of the skips now are increasing the range of motion. These are high knee skips. Again, working the groin. And next skip, knee across skip. Again, working the outside of the hips. Now we're skipping. This is really warming the neuromuscular system and firing the hip. Again, working on the hips is the karaoke. This is great for warming up the outside of the hips. Now we're going to focus on the hamstring. Here you can see we practice the drill first and then we move out. Here we're flicking the inside of the heel inside the groin. Now we've got hamstring flicks, the reverse on the outside, to warm the outside of the hamstring. Going backwards isn't as easy as going forward. And now the standard hamstring flick, again, start slow and gradually build up the intensity. The walking lunge is a great all-round stretch. If you're working with players that aren't as flexible as these guys, make sure you inform the players to work within their own range. We don't want anything forced. And once again, moving backwards is more difficult in this drill than going forward. The players have to feel their way backwards. Now we're doing a high knee pre-turn where we're really now preparing the flexibility of the hip and the leg turning. This is a simple upper body drill where we're warming up the arms, the shoulders, while we maintain the body temperature by jogging. This is a walking hamstring. This drill isn't held at all. As you can see, it's constant, slow, dynamic movement. Keeping the spine aligned, head up. We give the hamstring a stretch, then we pull back the toes for a stretch of the calf. It's a very effective stretch. Ice skating, this is great for raising the body temperature and also perfecting good lateral sidestepping control. This dead leg run helps develop good running technique on one side, and again we'll repeat it on the other leg. This is a combination dynamic flex drill where we bring together the hurdle and the dead leg run. Takes a bit of practice, but once perfected, it's an excellent drill. Some excellent techniques here. Lateral lunge or sumo. Dynamic flex needs to be moved multi-directionally in the game. Simple swerve runs. Knee to chest squeeze. The heart rate's up of these players now and they're getting really warm. So now we can afford to slow down the activity. This is a great hamstring, quad and proprioception drill. Get your players to imagine they're trying to scratch their studs down the front of a door. Toe pointing to the sky first. Twist and punch, upper body. And again, keeping the hips firing. jockeying. This is a great drill for developing forward and backwards defensive work, showing the opposition one shoulder or the other. Move on to partner drills. We can use a wall, a fence, or partners. This is leg across. This is where we can now increase the range of movement. It's important that the foot that's planted on the floor is raised onto the ball of the foot. This will increase the range of movement. Again, the partner drill. This is the linear swing. See how we rock up onto the ball of the foot. This is where we're really going to fire the hip, the near cross. This is where we can really put some energy into it. Again, getting the hip to really fire. Excellent work there. Simple hip thrusts. Again, coming onto the ball of the foot. Now some simple sprints. Whole point about warming up with sprint. Rugby is a game of multi-directional chaos, and players have to be warmed up and prepared to move in this manner. These drills are fun and very effective. Lateral drills with a push or a shove, great for balance, proprioception and good technique. And again, we're keeping them nice and warm. Now we're working on an additional increase in the range of movement with leg raises. Again, get your players to work within their own range of movement, not to force anything. These are hurdle walks, again for the groin and the hips. Important to work on the balls of the feet. When going backwards, now we can really roll over the joints. I use a technique where I ask the players to imagine they're getting over a barbed wire fence. 2 jumps, 3 sprints. This is to get the arms firing. And good foot to ground contact after jumping. Spotty dogs. Great for coordination, balance, and also raising the heart rate. These are hug twists. In this session, we use the standard warm-up grid. Try variations such as the zigzag sidestep grid, also